Hello there. Welcome to the newest mixed martial arts channel, MMA Nation. Today, we are going to talk about truth about fighters' underpayment in UFC. Let's start now. When it's fight night, UFC and sponsors take almost all of money, but they don't leave anything for the fighters. You must be asking, how is it possible for them to do that? Or even, why don't fighters just leave UFC and go for another organization? And here is reason why. You see, UFC today has no competition, and they are above every other organization. Yes, there are some great organizations like PFL, One Championship, Cage Warriors, but they are not close to the UFC. But there was a time when the UFC wasn't the biggest. There were other great organizations, Strikeforce, Pride, Elite X. And out of them all, Pride was the best. And they were greatest competition for UFC. They had all sorts of legendary fighters through time like Fedor, Krokop, Rendelman, Rampage Jackson. For the UFC, the worst thing was that Pride had full arenas of fans and loads of money. And not all money got to the UFC. It got split. And that didn't make UFC happy, so they did only solution they could. They destroyed competition. They bought Strikeforce and Pride, and Elite X got into financial problems and had to turn off. They even managed Pride for small time, but they eventually shut it down because it's easier to focus just on one organization. UFC gets so much money from events. They get millions only from seats. From seats on UFC 306, they got around $22 million. But to the fighters on their starter contract, they pay $12,000 to show up and another $12,000 if you win. And if you get lucky, you might get $50,000 bonus for fight of the night. Maybe you think this is enough, but it's really minimum because of their expenses like coaching, camp, gym, training facilities, travel and accommodation, diet and supplements, medical tests and weight cut, manager for them. If they lose, they might be left with only $1,000 to $2,000. But before, there was one way for fighters to earn more money, and it's by sponsors. Fighters would have their own sponsors on fight night, and they would get paid for it. And it was okay with the UFC. But after 2015, they signed new deal with Reebok that fighters only can wear Reebok and can't have any other sponsors. In 2016, WME bought UFC from Lorenzo Fertitta and Frank Fertitta for $4 billion. And then focus got on more events, more pay-per-view, and less money to spend on fighters. And fighters can't do anything, because if they say to Dana they want more money, he can always kick them out and get new young bloodthirsty fighter. You can only ask for more money if you are Conor McGregor or John Jones, because they bought Dana shitload of money, and it's clear that they have Dana privileges. If you want more money, you need to have great mic skills to trash talk and entertain public, and bring UFC more money. And some of great fighters are underpaid because they don't possess these skills. UFC doesn't share their revenue like NBA and NFL. These two organizations share money with players, from TV rights, tickets, merchandise, and streaming deals. And in UFC, fighters are independent workers, so they don't get no retirement benefits, no health insurance, no paid sick leaves, no worker protection, so they pay for almost everything. So even if you watch UFC on illegal sites, fighters get less money. Thanks for watching this video. Like and subscribe if you want more.